Good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, you know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning one: when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of it, catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning two: this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised, all right? Now, I'm doing this based on my new schedule for the next 2 weeks, in which I like pled people. You have no idea how exhausted call center jockeys are. In particular, you have no idea how exhausted my poor neurodivergent ass is from masking every single day, pretending to enjoy small talk, pretending to be excited. It's exhausting, like mind numbingly, psychologically, emotionally exhausting. So, I definitely put in for the opportunity to work for 2 weeks at 20 hours. Yes, I'll take a pay cut. Yes, I'm in a financial place where I can do so. And man, considering how quickly I've been heading for autistic burnout, I need it. All right, enough of me bitching about my job. Let's go into it, shall we? Where we left off yesterday. The comment recognizes that pharmacotherapy may be effective in controlling the behaviors of certain patients. I am so tired of this argument, I can't see straight. Okay? These are the individuals that think that doctors are somehow these predatory drug dealers, like out on the corner street there, like in downtown Springfield, like dealing out drugs like, I don't know, you have drug dealers dealing out crack. Okay? I'm tired. I am tired. Okay? But we don't even know how effective it is. It's because, JRC, you never give the meds a chance to start to work. You can't give anyone a set of pills and a week later and say, well, obviously their behavior hasn't changed. No fucking duh. There are a lot of factors that go into how a particular medication is going to affect you. It is not always going to happen right away. This, again, is this I want it and I want it now culture that never ceases to piss me off because it doesn't deal in reality. Okay? It does not deal in reality whatsoever. There is no instant fix pill. Okay? In spite of what pill culture has taught us, there is no fix it pill that works right away. Okay? Real medicine takes patience. It takes hyper observation. Okay? Nothing's going to work right away. You can't just try your kid on a drug for a week and expect it to work. Let me put it more bluntly. When I was in the second grade and I was put on Ritalin, there was no visible effect in regards to my grades, behavior, my ability to pay attention for 3 months. 3 months. Usually within the first few weeks of starting a medication, that hyper observation is extremely necessary because the doctor needs to know if they need to adjust the dosage. And no, I don't mean dope us into a catatonic stupor. I mean, is the medicine too much? Did I give them too high of a dosage, and should I lower it so that the side effects won't be so bad, but so it can still help them, right? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's the wrong dosage. Dosage is not, well, it is and isn't an exact science. It depends on the individual, their tolerance is. I am particular, for reasons that are completely unknown to me, but my dad had it too, have this insane tolerance when it comes to medications and alcohol too. I'll just put it out there. I don't drink anymore, but when I did, holy crap. This little body could put the booze away in a way that would make sailors out on a weekend vacation look pale in comparison. That aside, for some reason, I have a higher tolerance. Okay? Which means when I get medication, I have to talk to my doctor, who's looking at my very skinny ass, sitting there telling him I need a higher dosage. Sometimes this can take about 2 to 3 weeks before I can get them to see eye to eye with me. And after they have studied my medical history and charts religiously. Okay? This is why you can't expect medicine to work right away. Because within the first few weeks of you being put on a new medication, there's got to be a give and take with the doctor so we know what we're doing with the dosage, or know if this particular drug is more trouble than it's worth. All right? Like me, I'm Wellbutrin. Yeah, the desire for nothing but sleep, I don't recommend. Except now when my poor neurodivergent ass has a case of insomnia, so I have to take sleep gummies, sleep natural aids. It is a whole ritual, folks, but that's neither here nor there. No medicine works right away. We got to get out of this mentality that the culture is bred into us of instant gratification, because folks, more often than not, that's not how medication works. Dosages have to be adjusted. Finding out whether this pill works or not usually takes a little bit more time than a week. And by the way, I cannot emphasize how dangerous it is to yank anyone suddenly off of medication. Even when you are weaning them off a drug, the side effects are killer. Okay? I don't like my memories of completely involuntary and uncontrolled shaking. Nor did I like it when it resurfaced years later into my adulthood for whenever anything either really happy or really bad hits me. Neither here nor there. Okay? You can't expect medicine to work right away. You cannot say that pharmacotherapy is not working for that kid when we know the JRC only allows it the first week before they start yanking people off their meds. Okay? It's not how it works. Let me continue. The comment's main concern seems to be that pharmacotherapy is not uniformly effective. Jesus Christ! Karen! Are you finally understanding that there is no one size fits all regards to treatment programs? Are we finally willing to admit that now? Because remember, the full argument is because a proper full functional behavioral assessment was not done for a good majority of these kids. We can't tell you whether a positive behavioral reinforcement or one of the many other positive behavioral supports, the programs that fall under that umbrella, we can't tell you whether they'll be effective or not. We haven't even built the foundation on which the rest of the treatment program should then be built on. I bring you to the whole building your house on sand analogy from the Bible here. Okay? Same thing. And then you expect it to work. Really? The complete utter lack of information when it comes to what treatment programs and medicine protocols that are out there never ceases to absolutely astonish and blow my mind. And I don't mean in a positive manner. But let's continue, shall we? Or that the types of drugs are not effective for all persons that exhibit aggressive and SIB behavior. No, again, I will say, no shit, Sherlock. You think? That's because there is no one size fits all in regards to medical and mental health treatment, point blank, period. Okay? Nothing is going to have an instant effect. But our device does. So does a punch to the face, but I don't have my brother here living rent free to punch my ass in the face every time I'm going headlong into autistic burnout, okay? It's still a nonsensical argument. It's still an argument that is not backed up by any data. It's still an argument that is based on zero research. And if you cite whatever the fuck those JRC clinical studies are supposed to be as your argument and evidence, for the love of God, please just leave. Because if you don't, you're not going to see like what comes out of me next. Just saying. Medicine shouldn't be cookie cutter. It literally, this is why the full functional behavioral assessment is so goddamn important. It should be catered to the specific patient, point blank, period. Doing literally anything else is going to fail unless you have the best luck on planet Earth. And if you have had that kind of luck where you did a Hail Mary and everything turned out perfect, for the love of God, buy a lottery ticket, buy all the lottery tickets. All right? However, this does not undermine the FDA's conclusion that the literature indicates positive behavioral interventions, sometimes along with pharmacotherapy, are successful for the treatment of SIB and AB, regardless of the severity of the behavior targeted. In other words, the data says you're full of shit. Layman's terms. There is no instant quick fix to the not so fun parts of our diagnoses. Many of us who've learned coping mechanisms learned so through several years, and they didn't even really start having an effect until long after we started to engage in them. My treatment program did not fix everything that is neurodivergent or somehow makes neurotypical people uncomfortable around me go away. Okay? It gets me to that baseline so I'm able to function, contribute to my society, contribute to my community, be able to live out here on my own, and be able to, carry my own weight. All right? That's what it's there for. As long as we keep going for these instant quick fixes, you're going to continue to fail. And again, when you fail, when you refuse to take the proper steps, steps that were literally established for a goddamn reason, you can't be shocked when it fails. If you do not build that proper foundation, anything that you do from that point is probably not going to end well. Those steps are there for a reason. You cannot expect to come up with a comprehensive treatment program and hell, even drug protocol, if you have no foundation to base it off of. And we're going to go ahead and close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit those comments. I appreciate your time this afternoon. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see y'all here in a few minutes, okay? But bye now.